Hello everyone. Hope you all are doing great. My name is Atma Khan. Welcome to my class of history. So before we proceed further, we are going to revise the topic in a very short manner. Now, tell me student, what is applied history? Yes, you're right. Applied history is the application of history. Now we all know what is history. History is the past, the learning process of what has happened in the past. And when we apply that history, when we use those history in our present life, we are applying it. So that is applied history, the application of history in today's life. For example, when we learn about different subjects, math, science, we learn so many things in maths and science. Then we use those theories in our practical life. So we are applying those subjects. So same way we apply history also. So that is the meaning of applied history. Now I would like to know why it is important to learn history. Why it is important to learn history? It is a saying that a person who doesn't know his past cannot make his future. It is very rightly said that anybody who doesn't know his past cannot have a good future, cannot make a good future. So it is very important to learn history. The challenges which we are going to face in our future, the solution of it lies in history. So it is very important to learn history. Now, before we proceed further to learn about the chapter, our topic for today, the chapter name is Applied History. So before we proceed, we are going to watch a video, a short video. So students, you are going to watch the video very carefully. So now in applied history chapter, we are going to learn about management of cultural natural heritage. So now we are going to learn how we are going to conserve and preserve these heritage. So, so this is the main important thing. How we are going to manage the heritage, the monuments by making museum. By making museum, we will manage the heritage. And when we make this museum, there will be job opportunities and people will get employment. This will benefit the people. So now the government has organized, there are organizations which the government has made, and the jurisdiction of this Archaeological Survey of India falls under the natural and cultural heritage. And so the organizations are intact. Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage is actively working in this field. What do these archaeological survey does? They manage our monuments like Red Fort and all the museums which are there. They preserve it. So there are three archaeological departments. That is Archaeological Survey of India. Then there is India State Department of Archaeology, and beside that we have intact Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage, which is working for the management of this cultural heritage. They take care of this heritage. Now, for example, Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus, and then we have Agra, we have Fort, Red Fort, which is in Agra. Then we have Pratapgarh Fort. These are our monuments. If we come to know about this monument through our past, through this organization take care of these monuments, and then we come to know about these. If we don't preserve this, how will we come to know? Our future generation will not know about the past. So we need to preserve this. It is very important to preserve these monuments. So the government has formed organization which take care of these heritage. The work of conservation and preservation of these heritage requires expert participation, and these experts need to be aware of the social, cultural, and political histories of these heritage sites. For example, Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is a monument, and why it is a monument, and what was its importance, why it was built. So these important histories should be known by the experts so that they can create awareness. And to create the awareness, there were principles. There were important principles of applied history, which we will learn it further. So there are important principles which these experts need to follow during creating the awareness, like the operation necessary for the conservation, preservation, and development of the heritage site can be handled without causing any damage or change. Means, for example, Red Fort. If there is a building, if there is a wall which has been fallen or it has been destroyed, so they can build those walls, but they cannot change the structure of that wall. That originality should not change. Original structure should not change. That originality should be intact. Second is the local social structure and psychological of the local people. Challenges faced by them in the present situation and their expectations can be surveyed in detail. Means the local social cultural, their psychology of the local people should be learned first, and those challenges what they are facing, the experts should be aware, and how it is affecting the present situation. These all should be surveyed first in detail. It is also important to learn their expectations of the local people. Third is, while completing the projects of conservation and preservation of this heritage site, the sentiments of the local people should not be hurt. For example, the Western Ghats, when it was declared the World Cultural Heritage, it was important to get the trust of the local people, like the tribes and Adivasis who were living there. These are the people who can preserve those heritage better than the survey people, the expert people who are there. because they live there. They know what is the situation there. So participation of these people in the project is encouraged. We should encourage those people. And how will we encourage these people? By creating employment opportunities, by involving them in the preservation. Fifth, the systematic plan can be designed to employ these local skills in a creative way and create better opportunities for these local people. Like systematic plan should be designed so that these local people can be involved. They can get opportunities. For example, fort is a heritage place. When this preservation task should be given to the local people, if we give it to them, they can. This will create opportunities, job opportunities for them. They can get involved in this preservation. Like if tourists come to visit these places, these people can work as a guide. They can build food stalls and they can look after that more better than us. So a better systematic plan should be designed for these for conserving the natural heritage. We store old things in the museum. We take care of these old things in the museum. So those are museums. Now comes preservation and conservation of historical sites. Means preserving and conserving the historical sites. For example, Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is a historical site. So we preserve and conserve the historical site, Taj Mahal. Then comes tourism and hospitality. Tourism and hospitality means when we preserve the historical site, many tourists are going to come to visit that place. So that creates tourist places. And when they come, we have to take care of them. We need to create hotels where they can stay. And then comes entertainment and mass media. Like so, then after creating the historical site and preserving them, we can create a film on the historical site. And after watching the film, many people will come to know, and with that, they will come to visit the place. Entertainment and mass media. So these are professional fields. So we need to promote this historical site. By promoting, how are we going to promote? By creating a film on it. By creating a film and putting it on the social website, like that. So we take care of these heritage like this. Now, affiliated professional fields. Knowledge of history can be supportive in the decision making with regard to respective legal provisions and public policies in the following fields. First is museum and archive. Museum is a place where all these monuments are preserved, and archive is the written data, and data are preserved in the archive. So now, do you know the earliest museum that was in 6th century BC, means before Common Era, in the world was discovered during the excavation at the city of Ur. Ur is a place in Mesopotamia. The place is in Iraq, Iran, where Syria is there. The excavations were conducted by Sir Leonard Woolley in 1922 to 1934. This museum was built by the Princess of Mesopotamia. Her name was Annie Goladi. She herself was the curator of the museum. And the feature of this museum is that it was inscribed with the clay tablets with the description of exhibit's artifacts. Now we'll talk about the Indian Museum that is built in Kolkata. It was founded by the Asiatic Society in 1814 CE, Common Era, that is. Nathaniel Wallich, a Danish botanist, was the founder and the first curator of this museum. The photograph of the museum can be seen on the screen. It has three main departments, that is art, archaeology. Archaeology is the documents where it is preserved, and anthropology. Anthropology are the where they show how it has been evolved. And the other affiliated departments are the conservation, publications, photography. These museum does this work also. Photography, exhibition, presentation, for model making. They create model of the big figure like Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal model making, if we do, When we visit Agra, in nearby store, you will find models of Taj Mahal. And people who cannot visit these places, they can watch the model and they can feel the monuments. They can watch, like for example, Mumbai people. If they cannot go and visit Agra, they can see the replica of Taj Mahal. So, and this creates the opportunity, job opportunities for the people. So, this is very important. Now, all these fields mentioned requires expert personnel with specialized skills. For example, architects, engineers, historians, archaeologists, museum curators, then sociologists, archive management professionals, legal experts, skilled photographers, etc. These people are very important. We have to employ them because it is very important. This is just a representative list, and we also require more people. There are many more people who are involved in this. These experts should have uh, ample of knowledge of the ancient sites, the historical background of the structural remains and artifacts. They should have a thorough knowledge of these sites, the field, and projects in the field of applied history can create various opportunities for the professionals. So, in this lesson, we have learned the role of applied history in public training programs for understanding the importance of history, for creating social awareness regarding the conservation and preservation of cultural and natural heritage. So, from this, we have learned that it is very essential to avoid destroying the historic and public places and to ensure that they are preserved for the benefits of future generations. So the main objective of this archive is to search and obtain rare Indian films and to preserve the heritage for the benefit of future generations. And the second one is to categorize the important aspects of films, to create documentation and catalogs, and carry out research in the field. Third and the last one is to establish a center for dissemination of film culture. So now let us summarize what we have learned from this lesson. We have learned about the role of applied history in public training programs for understanding the importance of history, for creating social awareness regarding the conservation and preservation of cultural and natural heritage, using knowledge of history for this purpose to enhance the professional skills of people and to develop industrial commercial fields to carry out preparatory work and plan for effective implementation of heritage projects, etc. And it is also important to not destroy these historical and public places and to ensure that they are preserved for the benefits of future. So this is the core element which we have learned. So now you have to explain the following concept applied history archive, and then you have to list out the famous monuments of India. Now I have got a homework for you. You have to show the Indian heritage sites on the map of India. Students, you need to fill the Google form by pressing this link which has been given to you. And with this, we have come to an end of this chapter. Thank you so much for joining me for your cooperation. Thank you.